peoples. This is Jinx Thinks peeking in. Today's my guest is Nosy Wren, the curious Nosy Wren. Hey, Nosy, you there?
Hey.
Say hi to all the peoples. We got Mick Manning, Disco Pervert, Angie, T. Anderson, Jazz Naz. Everyone seems to be joining
Hi.
us. Hi, guys. How is everyone? How are you doing?
Me, I'm bueno. I'm good. Hungry, but good.
Oh, I just had a salad during his show because I was so hungry.
I was in carpool lane, so I'm waiting until dinner and then we'll take out.
That sounds like lots of fun. Carpools.
Right?
So ask me what's new. Ask me what's new.
I'm reading these comments trying to keep up. Hi Linda Sanchez and hi
Hi, Linda.
Sean. Hi Linda K, Nancy, Yoris. Um, yeah, Jinxie, so what is new? I know that you've been doing a little digging around.
Well, I have been. I've been doing FOIAs, and I recently got a message from Amanda. I'm going to put this up on the screen really quick, just for everybody who is currently waiting on an FOIA. You might be waiting, let's see, some time because we have a. Oh, I did that wrong. Did I do that wrong?
I
Okay, there it
see.
is.
Yeah.
There it is. I don't know if you can see that. Let's blow this up a little bigger, maybe. I learned this from Cozy. I did another FOI today or yesterday, and she told me she will be out of the office from 8:13 to 8:23. So if you need any assistance, just call the sheriff's office. So that means any of my outstanding FOIAs are on hold, and everybody else's is too. But before she went on vacation, she did fulfill two of my requests. And those requests are the DCI ledgers that they had in their possession at Calumet County. And we'll discuss those first, I guess. Let's flip over to this one.
Ooh, yes. Yay, B. Yay.
So I have an Imgur that I will be using.
An Imgur, not an imager.
I call it Imgur. I don't know. I could be wrong too. If you want to follow along, these are just a couple of the records that I pulled out of the of the DCI ledgers that I will be discussing. At the end of this segment, I will release the records to all of you in the chat, and then I will link the actual records in my description after the live.
Sweet.
So for now, we start with. I thought this one was kind of interesting when I first saw it. It is 1 8mm video cassette containing video of property. This is actually the investigation report that was done by Matthew Joy. That was the one who actually submitted this video. I was not aware of this video at first, but it does seem like he says that he takes it on November 11th at approximately 9 a.m. The special agent in charge was Peter Thelen, and he took photographs of the Avery yard from the redundant property located adjacent to Avery's. It was Special Agent Matthew Joy that took the video of the area. Now, what had caught my attention on this was when I first saw it, I saw this one, and it said 8mm video of gravel pits taken on 11/11/2005 that was received by Calumet County, now Sheriff Wiegert, on 3/1/2012. So I thought, ooh, another 8mm tape that might be we've never seen, might be hidden. But this is the actual property receipt. It says here, it says, one Sony MP120 8mm video cassette containing video of Avery property taken from redundant property gravel pit by Matthew Joy. So in this one, it says it's just of the property from redundant, but this other one says gravel pits taken. So I went on the hunt and I was talking to some people, and it is actually Henbury's channel that has this video on it. It is the 8mm tape from redundant. Now, I noticed that there's a bunch of cuts in it. Like at 124, they cut from this scene to this scene. It's like, bam. Okay, so now I'm wondering if this video is the complete video, because we have at 201, they cut from this scene to this scene. Like, poof, just magic. And then at 2:33, they cut in from that scene of the I just showed you to another scene. It's just like, bam, you're just at a different scene.
Yeah, and these should not be edited like that.
They should not. And if they're turning on and off the camera, I think it should be noted in their voice, like turning camera off, turning camera on, turning camera off, turning it on. So that way we would know, because even at the end, he's like talking and it just goes, bam, cuts him off. I don't know if it was his finished sentence or what, but it was just like, it seemed like he was talking about redundant and then poof, it was gone. What happened to the rest of this video? The reason it caught my eye is because just recently we were talking about the flyover video. And the flyover video has this at the end. From 10:20 to about 12:29, they're viewing some area that looks like a gravel pit that has some bones. It looks like bones. Maybe they're not bones. It looks like charred remains right here at the end. So I've been talking to some people. Some people think it's the actual area by the dog on Avery's yard. Some people think it's a berm right over Avery's property in that little quarry area next to his property. And Skip Top himself says it's an updated video from Calumet Sheriff's Office, including flyover and video from quarry. So I'm thinking they must have, where did this video come from that they edited this into one video with the flyover? So where did this video come from? Is this actually on the flyover? Or is it? Yeah, it's not my boo, but it's my neighbor. I figured she'd call right around this time. So if we have this, where is this quarry? What is it? Where is it of? Is it of the if it was the Avery pit and these were actually bones, don't you think they would have used them at trial, showing bones in the pit? This would be the most evidence of the pit that we've had.
Yoris said, if that were the burn pit, why are there no something pics? Yoris, typos. Come on now. Can you see what he asked?
No, in situ pics. Like, why aren't there any pics of it? Like still pictures, I think is what he's saying, of the Avery pit to prove that there were bones in this little pit behind his house. So I don't know where this is. So I have requested another copy. I use this record for the gravel pits areas. So I'm curious to see if they'll send me the same one they sent Henbury, but maybe they won't. I don't know. You never know with them. So I told them I wanted a copy of the 8mm. I should tell them I want a new copy and I want them to be taped while making the copy so that I can make sure that they're not skipping anything.
Let's just do that just because at this point.
We'll see what they give me back first. I got to wait a week. This is what's pending with Amanda right now at Calumet County. But she's off for what, 10 days? So I won't see any action on this for a little while. So anyways, that's all I got on the quarry thing. You can see Henbury's. I will link all of this stuff in the description after the live. I just didn't want to do it while it waited. I didn't want any of you people to see what I was working on.
Did you I'm sorry, I was reading comment. Did you read Nan's life comment?
What'd she say?
She said, is it Manitowoc County property?
We don't know. We don't know which property it is. It could be on Redondance. The one that they show on Henbury's is Redondance quarry looking at Avery's. But it's a whole 2 minutes and 41 seconds. And it's got, what did I say, 3 or 4 cuts in it. So I'm curious to know what's on that whole 8mm tape, because that other quarry pictures that I showed you from the flyover had to come from somewhere, unless they are actually on that flyover 8mm that they're trying to get to play, that's been in the emails recently. So I'm not quite sure where those pictures from the flyover were taken.
And Sue Smith said, ask for an uncut version, but I would bet all 3 pennies that they're going to respond back. That is the uncut version.
Right. Of course they will, just like they did with Zellner and the flyover video. You have what we have. Let's find that 8mm tape, Okay. I don't remember seeing this 8mm tape in any of their evidence ledgers either. But I have to admit, I did not look that closely. I was kind of running through. I wanted to get these records out to everybody. I kind of just skimmed through them. Some of the other records are just like I pulled up the bones, a couple of the bones that had gone to Dane County and the unidentified materials. That's what this one is. Found at Avery property on the 10th, transferred to Dane County morgue on the 11th. You got 7924, 7943. These are coming from, I think these are coming from the barrels, if I remember right. Or maybe south of Red Trailer House, some of them. Dug a hole south of, these are all south of the garage. So this was done on the 10th. I guess they didn't get anything. They did get some stuff on the 8th, and I'll show you that stuff. That's coming up here. I have some of these records. This one that I just showed you, 6264. There's like 3 copies in the file of this one. So I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know if there's meant to be more. There's no differences in any of the copies that I looked at. Of course, I will link that, and you guys can go look for yourselves. There's a couple copies of a couple of them. These ones I pulled because these go to the FBI on 11/18. This is also unidentified material coming from the 7925s, 26, 27, 28. This, I believe, is the, I didn't check, but this could possibly be BZ that got sent to the FBI with the tissues on it, the burned material on the bone.
I'm trying to read it a little bit.
Can you guys not see it?
Can you like zoom in some?
Let's see if I can make it a little bigger.
There you go.
How's that?
Much better.
Now I don't know how to close it.
Click the mouse and roll backwards.
Oh, look, I just gotta do that. That's exactly all I had to do.
I'm not gonna go left with that comment. Just keep going.
I clicked. There were some other bones, 6286. These were the plastic container of 2 bones that were sent to the FBI in 11/7/2006, and they were transferred to the FBI. Where'd I go? I lost my place. Something interesting about this is it says right here, well, actually it says right here, it was transferred by Norm Gahn. Them bones, Norm Gahn.
Someone actually just someone made a comment in there about Norm Gahn. Is it one of the locations Norm Gahn wanted to visit? Asked Mick Manning.
Oh, I'm not sure. Are you talking about the quarry pictures or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask Norm Gahn, and I'm not him, and I don't have direct access, nor would I even try. I'm just
Someone
too nervous
get
about
me an
that.
email, and I'm on it.
Something interesting about this one is the 6286 is I think this might be where they get their theory that this is bone material obtained from barrel. Look, they spelled barrel wrong. Number 2 that had been collected on 11/12/2005 from Avery property.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm wondering if that's where the COA, like how they labeled it. Oh, it was Avery's barrel. It wasn't Avery's barrel. It was the Janda or Dassey barrel, but it is still on the Avery property because that whole place is Avery Salvage Yard. So they just, I think they kind of just, they're like, oh yeah, it was on Avery's property.
Why does it say 11? Oh, just kidding. Never mind. No, it does.
No, why does it say 11/12/2005?
That's why I'm like, what the fudge?
This has got to be from them like sifting the barrels and stuff, because we know that the barrels that came from Janda's property went on, I think it was the 6th, and the one from Stephen's property, I think, went on the 7th. So why would they say the 12th? This is just how crappy their record keeping is, you know? It's like, what?
This falls in line with what I was talking to you about earlier from season 1, episode 2, but we'll circle back to that because this right here is the type of what I was looking for.
What do you mean? No, wait, say that now.
What I was telling you earlier in Discord when we were talking about that clip of Kratz.
Oh, yes,
This is kind of like what I'm looking for to compare that media date versus the date where they found the key.
Right. Okay, we'll have to do a video on that sometime. You can do that on your channel, and I come on with you. No? What do you mean, no?
I do videos on TikTok. I'm a TikToker, y'all, not a YouTuber.
She only goes as long as 3 minutes, you guys. She's a quickie.
We're never going to finish.
I got to finish this before an hour because someone else is going live at 5:30.
54 minutes.
I got 54 minutes. But this ain't going to take too long, I don't think. This was one of the worst copies that was in there. There's a couple copies that are just like they were scanned, and then you get that blurry ass black lines at the bottom of some of these papers. But this one was like extra tiny, and I had to pull it up and make it real big to read what it said, and I had to darken it a little bit. It says one white box containing numerous bone fragments. And I think what it says is basically what it says. It says it's sifted from the Avery pit on the 8th.
Zoom in if you can a little.
Let's see if I can bring this one up a little bigger. You can barely even read it. One white box containing numerous bone fragments, something labeled sifted from by-in. And then it has 8318. You see that right there?
Yes.
That is, so I went and looked up what 8318 is, and 8318 is see, I zoomed in so far and zoomed me out.
Well, they said press Control plus to make it bigger and Control minus.
And that's what I did. I learned that from Eric Hosey about a year and a half ago. So that is something I learned from him. This is the ledger of it going. It says owner crime lab 11/8, and it says it was on 11/8, not 11/12, and it was sifted. Oh, that wasn't that record, was it? That's a different record. This is 11/9/05. So this one is from 11/8. This is where they did it. Contents sifted from burn pit near Steve's residence and garage. So there is a ledger for it in CASO. It was transferred to the crime lab on 11/9/05, which is what it says up there. So I just threw these in just because I had such a hard time reading it. It'll save some people some time. It became A1 when it went to the lab, and then they sent it back. This is the transfer back to the Calumet County, and it says there are distinctive animal bones presented. All remains are very likely human, and there is no evidence to suggest that more than one victim or individual is present. And that was Bennett, I think, who put that note on there. He was the first to look at the bone, and the date on here is weird though. What it says, is it 12/20? 12/01? Is it 11/10/05?
I think that says what the fuck does that say? Oh, it does. It's right there. It says 11/5/2005.
Is that it? Can't be 11/5.
Go up a little. No, not the paper. What's this date, right? I'm like circling it as if you can see me circling it.
I can't see you.
That one that your mouse is almost on. The one that's printed.
This says 11/9/2005.
11/9.
And this says, I think it's supposed to be 11/10/05.
I think so
was
too.
Given back to whomever it was given back to. Oh, it was released to him. But if it was released to him on 11/10, how could he have identified it on the 9th? Right? Because like he supposedly identified it on the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm concerned and confused about that. I don't know what that is. Another thing that was in these DCI records was the picking up of the Janda computer or the DASI computer. on 4/22/06. I found this in there. Thought that was just interesting. It doesn't go back, and then it comes back as the Valley CDs. But this is what's interesting. They don't get the CDs back from Valley until 5/29/07. So this is after trial. Like, they didn't even have them in their custody prior to any of the trials for either Brendan or Steven. So they go back to him 5/29/07 to Fassbender from Detective Valley. And then he quickly turns it over on 6/1 to Investigator Wiegert on 6/1/07. So this is after trial. They finally come back to, they don't even get it from Valley until after trial. So it wasn't sitting in Fassbender's drawer like it says it was in the DCI record, right? Because this didn't go back to him until 5/29/07. And then Wiegert gets it on the 1st of June of 07, and he don't check it in until the 4th.
And
so why did he sit on it for 3 days?
Disco says Eisenberg had things she handed over to test to that she couldn't have had yet.
Right. Because it was on the 10th that he got it, not the 9th, right? So I'm a little confused about all of that. Yeah, these records are never, like, they create more questions for me than they ever do answers, because it's such bad record keeping that they should be ashamed of themselves.
It should be illegal.
And it should be illegal. You should maintain good records when you're dealing with a case against somebody, no matter who it is or what the case is, because it's somebody's life depends on it too. You know, like, if you get it wrong, somebody goes to jail innocently. And what the fuck is that shit? Sorry, I shouldn't swear. And I just thought I'd throw this one in there from the last, because I don't think we have the 2 VHS tapes obtained from Menards in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, regarding the Stephen Avery case. Tapes were obtained by Sealer and maintained as evidence. So I didn't quite see if these came back. I'm pretty sure they might not have. I'm not quite sure. We didn't get all of the property records. I'm going to give you guys a link to this actual record, because this is the end of this. I have another record I'd like to share with you as well. Just let me grab this link first, if I can remember where I put it. So this link is the DCI records. Oh, look at that. I think Linda already got it. Oh, I don't know. Is that right? I think that's the wrong one. I can't tell. This one is the DCI records. So anybody who wants to look at the rest of them, feel free to go ahead. They're out there now, so everybody can look, see, and maybe you'll come up with something different that I don't see. I also got another record this week from Amanda at the Calumet County, and that happens to be the let me remove this one. Let me pop in this other one. This one is going to be share screen, stop screen, share screen. Look at me all learning how to do this. I got Mark Wiegert's personnel file. Because he is making me mad that he is a sheriff. So recall Wiegert. Recall Wiegert. Wiegert's the worst. I thought I'd put a little fire under his butt just to let him know that I'm looking at him. So I'm going to share some of the things that are in his documents. On this,
he's not going to mind. He'll make sure that Amanda removes anything incriminating before she sends it out.
She did redact these because there are some employee records with the social security number and stuff on them for, like, tax purposes. Those are in there. I don't have any of those to share with you. You'll have to go and look at those on your own. So what I did pull up for Mark Wiegert, because I'm having a new buddy here in this case. Jacobs was my last one. Wiegert will be my new one. These are records of things that he has gotten credited for. such as CPR, homicide conferences, bloodborne pathogens, forensic epidemiology. I don't know how you say that. I hope I said that right. Some of the ones he got in the year of 2005 was the homicide conference, another bloodborne pathogens, his fire handgun, EVOC. I looked that up, but I can't remember what that is now. Sexual harassment training, firearms, fugitive apprehension, and then DNA crime scene. The interesting thing about these is he got his homicide investigation in 2005. They actually show you the certificate when he did the classes.
Technical school.
From a technical college. It was only a 20-hour homicide investigation program or conference that he did. He did one the year before, probably for another 20 hours. This is the man you're going to put in charge of a case. There was a read technique on there. Didn't I say read technique?
Yeah.
Oh, that was 2004. He got advanced read interview. However, we don't actually see that certificate in his record. Some of these records are not in here. Some of these certificates and training.
Exactly. They pulled them all out.
I wonder why, though. I mean, there's no reason to pull that kind of thing out. You have his fugitive apprehension. That was just right before the Teresa case. It's 10/28/2005, and then it was in 2006, after this case had already been going about it for 2 or 3 months at this point. He finally went and completed his whole 16 hours of instruction in DNA crime scene management.
Good Lord.
So he was a crime scene manager, basically, as the lead investigator of the Avery case in 2005. Yet he had no experience whatsoever, it seems like. No instruction. Just, yeah, we'll put him in there. No big deal.
I don't think anyone's ever really done a really deep dive on these investigators at the time or any of their other staff.
No, they're just officers, people, like, look when it's stamped, March 1st, 2006.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yep. And then we're going to go on to after the Avery case. I didn't pull everything. He's got other stuff in there, but it's not pertinent to this case.
TJ facts. TJ facts.
That's right. I don't know how to pull those up. How do I pull those up on here? Yay! I did it.
You did
it. So true. So true. All right. How do I take it down now?
Now that I don't know.
All right. So let me read this to you. This is from Calumet County's District Attorney's Office. Let's see if I can I make this bigger? Dear Mark, I wanted to take this opportunity to express my gratitude for the personal sacrifices and professional competence shown by you throughout these investigations. This is about the Avery case. Ew. Trial preparations and jury trials. As you know, these investigations may have required the most resources expended by the state of Wisconsin in a criminal investigation and prosecutional history. And to lead these investigations required a high degree of professional competence and expertise. The professionalism exhibited by you and Special Agent Tom Fassbender exemplified what law enforcement efforts should include. Although it is unlikely that a case of this magnitude will come our way in the future, it is comforting to know that the citizens of the state of Wisconsin can rely upon law enforcement expertise as exhibited in this case. On behalf of the family of Teresa Halbach, the prosecutors in this case, and the citizens of the state of Wisconsin, I would once again extend my personal and professional gratitude for a job very well done. Sincerely yours, Ken Kratz.
Yeah, that's definitely a trigger warning, because that makes me fucking sick.
So here he is patting the the investigators on the back for their job well done and planting evidence and coercing a fucking 16-year-old disabled kid. Way to go. Recall Wieger.
Way to back me on my sweat DNA, even though it doesn't really exist.
Exactly.
I'm glad you learned in your certificate classes, but your dumbass didn't even know sweat's not a.
It's oil in your fingertips, basically, and you can have that without sweating. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I have tears. I'm gonna bottle them up so I don't leave my
It gets better.
DNA.
It gets better. There's another letter. Let me get to it.
The key dropper.
Man, what happened to my page here? All right, here's the other one. Let's see if I can blow this one up a little bigger. Oop, that's it smaller. This one says, this one's to Sheriff Pagel, and it's about investigator Wiegert to the Sheriff Pagel at the time, and this is May 29th, 2007. I wanted to let you know that investigator Mark Wiegert's work, along with that of Special Agent Tom Fassbender, was nothing short of remarkable in the cases of State versus Stephen Avery and State versus Brendan Dassey. His hard work, diligence, and sacrifice made our successes possible. We lawyers often take for granted the investigative work and efforts of the officers that bring us these cases. I wanted to make sure it did not happen in this case. We would not have enjoyed the success we had in these cases, but for the efforts of investigator Mark Wiegert and Special Agent Tom Fassbender. Mark is a credit to his profession and your department. It was a pleasure serving your department. I highly commend him and his work for you. Sincerely, Thomas J. Fallon.
Those are the ones that deserve to be sniped, in my opinion. Yeah. I hate him. That makes me so internally angry.
Yep. So, moving on, now it's 2009, and he finally gets his certificate, or 2007, November 6, 2007, 2 years after the Hellbach case began, pretty much. This is a certificate of participation. Mark Wiegert has participated in a 4-hour session on recognizing signs of and symptoms of mental health issues or mental illness, related issues of concern, and principles of de-escalating during times of crisis. And he didn't get this until November 6, 2007.
A whole 4 hours. A whole
4-hour training session to be like, if you add up all of these, how many hours do they really spend schooling these men and women to be officers of our law? Do they even understand the law? I mean, that would be a good question I would like answered.
4 hours of mental health training, and he's a sheriff.
Right. And then you have 2009, May 11th. I thought this was kind of interesting because it mentions the Teresa Halbach case. This is a letter to Captain Paul Rush, who is the captain of the Calumet County Sheriff's Department. And this says, Dear Captain Rush, the 4th Annual Conference on Crimes Against Women, co-sponsored by the Genesis Women's Shelter and the Dallas Police Department, was recently held in Dallas. It was a very successful conference with over 600 people from 39 states and 3 foreign countries in attendance. Sergeant Mark Wiegert presented at this conference, and he greatly contributed to that success. Sergeant Wiegert presented a workshop titled Crime Scene Issues in Major Cases and Case Study, the Innocence Project poster child turned murderer, the Teresa Halbach case. And he did an outstanding job. These workshops were well received by the conference attendees, and there is no doubt that Mark provided them with important and relevant information that they will be able to use in their respective professional fields. I am very grateful for Mark's willingness to share his considerable experience and expertise with this year's conference attendees. He is to be commended for his contribution to the success of this year's conference and the outstanding manner in which he represented the Calumet County Sheriff's Department. Sincerely, Jennifer Sire. Now, I wonder if she goes back and looks at how they use Brendan's confessional tape or coercion tape and what not to do in talking to children, because I'm sure he'd be commended in that too. You still with me? Did I lose Nosy? Nosy's muted. I don't know where Nosy went.
Oh, wait, sorry. I'm over here talking like a dumbass, like I'm unmuted.
The more I blow it up, the more smaller they get on this end.
Oh, hey,
So,
Carl Martin.
Let's talk about recalling Wiegert, because not only is he not these things that they put in his little employment record, he actually has violated my First Amendment rights by what do they call that? Viewpoint discrimination. And I'll show you. In 2018, he had this Facebook, Wiegert for Sheriff at Facebook. And he says he was honored when Mark Sheriff selected me to be his undersheriff 8 years ago, and now he retires, and he would be honored to be the next Calumet sheriff. And I went ahead and told him to vote for Hebel. Wiegert should not be sheriff. He failed justice in Teresa Halbach's case, coercing a disabled boy in a false confession. No evidence to back up the story Kratz, Fassbender, and Wiegert fabricated. Wiegert's own wife was on a board that funded retired Sheriff Kokorik's Big Brothers and Sisters program. Miss Mark Wiegert was even pictured with Kokorik in 2004, pre the Halbach case. What are the chances Mr. Wiegert met and mingled with Kocourek, the retired sheriff being sued by Avery in 2005? I mean, did his wife ever take him to the events for her causes? We know Kocourek brings his wife. Who better to put on the lead investigator than him? Another extension of Manitowoc County. I would be questioning this man before you vote for him in Calumet County. Or your county might just be another extension of the corrupted Manitowoc County. Just saying. And then I linked a Google document, which I do have that Google document here. I think Linda has posted it. I don't know if that's the right one.
She just did.
Yes. So if you guys actually want to see that, I might scroll through it in a minute. But there were other comments too. There were comments by a lot of people within a couple minutes of me writing out what I did. It was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes. These are all happening at like the 20-hour mark when this has been out. And sure enough, 3 hours later, I went to go check on it. 23 hours later, same post, all of our comments were deleted. And then he blocked me from even commenting or seeing his page. Now, from what I understand, they call that viewpoint discrimination, and it's like the worst thing they could do to a citizen is to give them a viewpoint discrimination and violate their First Amendment right to the freedom of speech. I had the right to tell people not to vote for Wiegert on his page, and yet he deleted it. So I've been trying to get these records from Amanda or the county lawyer over there, and they're telling me they don't retain them because he wasn't a public official. However, this post says that he was the undersheriff of Calumet County, and he made a business page for running for a government official job. So I'm a little confused by that, because it says in their PRL guide that electronic records include content posted by or on behalf of authorities to social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter, to the extent that the content relates to government business. Running for sheriff is government business. If an authority uses social media, the content must be produced if it is responsive to a public records request. This includes not only current live content, but also past content. And then it says, and if an authority makes use of a social media, or if employees use mobile devices to conduct government business, whether the device is personal or provided by the authority should adopt procedures to retain and preserve all such records consistent with Wisconsin Statute 1661, state authorities, Wisconsin State 1921 local authorities, and applicable record disposition authorizations. Information regarding government business kept or received by an elected official on her personal website, Making Salem Better, more likely than not constituted a record. So he has no business telling me that he don't have records of this thing. If I know it's a civil rights violation. I'd have to get a lawyer to do something about it. I don't think it's worth it for me. I don't have the money to hire no lawyers. But this is really a constitutional right I had, was to say something on his Facebook page. And he just chose not to do it at all. So just delete everybody who had any comment about him being, maybe they should look elsewhere and vote for Hebel. So I don't know if anybody knows any civil lawyers and can help me understand that better. That'd be great. Just send them my way. You know, maybe Travis is out there or Tracy. I don't know. I just think it's very interesting that he is now sheriff. He is now in control of all of our evidence that we want to get access to. They cite sealing evidence. They cite not being too harmful for the public to see it. And I would really like to get more of these records. I'm working on records with them too. There's another one outstanding for emails. I've been trying to get some emails between him and about the FOIAs, between her, Amanda Bunnell, the county lawyer, the DOJ, and both of those, Mark Wiegert and Mark Ott, who both were sheriff within the past 5 years. And they're telling me that my scope is too broad. I'm not being specific enough, this and that. They told me the correspondence from the DOJ, I have to ask for the DOJ. I said, no, I want your copy, your agency's copy. So that is in there now. And I got that email saying that she's not going to be back for like 10 days. So I guess I'll have to wait and see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Maybe I'll get those emails and see what they say in them. I kind of want to see if they mention the George Zipper voicemail in any of those emails, kind of like they did with the 8mm tape. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud. Maybe I should edit this. That'll be like, they'll be taking those papers out now. Can't have this, can't have that. I'm saying too much, you guys. I'm said too much already. But do you guys got any questions? I'm done with most of the records. I'll link this Mark Wiegert. For the Mark Wiegert personnel file, there's also time cards in there. The time sheets really don't have anything in there too mind-blowing. It's from 2011 to 2019. They didn't even give me the last 2 years of his time cards. But those are also in this folder. So if you want to take a look at those and see what you see. Maybe there's something else that you'll see in there that I didn't notice. There's a couple of mortgage or loan records, bank records. They do redact most of them. They redact all of that stuff, but not the private people's stuff.
What was I about to say? Now I forgot. I got sidetracked.
On. Close this out.
Shit. You just said something and I'm having a brain fart, y'all.
So I think we should recall Wieger, guys. What do you think? Should we start a paperwork? I can't do it because I don't live in Wisconsin. We need the Wisconsinites to do it.
I wish we could.
So I'll link these new records. I'll put them in the groups that I have this video posted. I'll put it on Twitter and I'll put it in the description when this is over so that you guys can come back and find the link. I'm going to ask the foul play team, Zoe and the foul play team, if they will put these records on the foul play site for everybody so that they're all in one place. I always like that when everything's all in one place.
Yeah, me too.
So everybody can search anything they want in one area and they don't have to go looking. Because believe me, going looking, you got to have a spreadsheet for all the areas you need to look in. Sure, yours knows what that's like.
Yeah, he ain't here to talk back.
Oh yeah, yours. I still have your rock that I got to send. I'll do it someday. It's been really, really hot this week to walk over there, so maybe Monday.
The right type of attorney could come along and pro bono and do it because, I mean, that's what happens, you know, in this case, just in everyday life, like constitutional rights and everything like that are violated. But because people don't have the money or because they don't have the knowledge or stuff like that, it just goes undone, which that in turn just tells these agencies that they can just keep getting away with it.
Right. And they shouldn't be getting away with it. They should
No.
be punished for, I mean, think about it. We all know that Judge Duffin basically said, look, you violated his rights. He's free to go. And then they fought it. They're like, no, we don't violate people's rights, but he's violating the public's rights to freedom of speech. And this is your sheriff. He doesn't want you to talk badly about him at all. So he will just delete you or ignore you or block you from anything that he does. So recently, because they told me that he wasn't a sheriff yet and it doesn't matter, I've been putting stuff on the Calumet County Sheriff's Department Facebook page, some of the similar wordings about him being corrupted and what my opinion is of him, and linking that same thing because they can't delete it there now because that's a government office's page. So I would like to see them try. And then I'll have even a bigger case against them for violating my First Amendment right.
That's my point. And like someday they're going to do it to the wrong person, and that person is going to be Petty Betty, and they are going to become millionaires because they're going to have to pay out.
Well, like, I want to become Petty Betty. I want to be Petty Betty.
Let's do it. Let's go on an adventure and find out.
I don't mind being petty with them after what they did in this case. Like everybody tells me, use honey when you're talking to these people. Like that.
Honey or
I'm
what
mustard. I'm mustard. I'm all vinegar, baby.
I'm sriracha. Get up off me.
Yeah, hot sauce. Is that what that is?
Yeah, like if anyone's looking for some sugar and honey and spice, or I got spice, but the sugar and honey and sweet shit, keep it moving.
The thing is if a pro bono lawyer did pick this up and took it to Wisconsin and they won and I won, they could be held responsible for all of the court costs on my behalf too through that pro bono lawyer. So it wouldn't be like he wouldn't get paid because he did violate my rights.
He would get paid just like Zellner's going to get paid out of the civil settlement.
Right. And then I'd have to sue him for a couple $1 million. 36 million sounds good, you know, because
I like that
I don't live there and they can't frame me for something I didn't do.
That's true.
Although they might have some connections here, so
yeah, you do live in, you know, you are where you are.
I am in Illinois, right below. So yeah, got to be careful there.
Who? J-Jax, what are you talking about? Who is that?
Larry L. violated his eyes. Oh, can I tell them, Jack? Larry Lavina from he is the FOIA person you talked to in Manitowoc Sheriff's Department, Larry.
Oh, yeah. I know why he's saying that now. I get it.
So he's talking about something. So Jack says I could share it. He's been recently asking for like a master list of the FOIAs that were done in these cases from all these agencies, and Larry Lavina comes back with him with like, okay, well, I don't have them indexed. It'll take all these hours and all this paper and everything else, and it'll cost us it'll cost you $5,000 or close to it for these records.
For him to do his job.
What? Yeah, for him to do his job and to make copies of these FOIAs and send them to him. Like, it's going to take 100 hours for them to go through them all. And he's estimating it's going to cost $250 to print them. And then, you know, for the 15 cents or 25 cents per page. So it'll be $250 per page, but it's going to be like $4,700 for time. They're basically going to charge him for their time
and they can't do
to go through it per hour. There's certain things they can do. It is in their guide, but it's questionable on what they would really have to do because these should all be indexed anyways. It's his job to put them somewhere when he gets them. So to say that I don't put them in a folder specific to case is kind of like saying I don't do my job.
I'm sorry, but Stephen and Brendan's case has a whole damn storage unit to their damn selves. They have their own space. They have every single document that they want in there. I say everyone just keep putting the pressure on the FOIAs. I mean, it could be something silly, but just keep sending them.
Well, that's what I do, even if it doesn't seem like, because they've been saying all the sealing and stuff, I've been doing stuff other than the case, like the personnel record or the emails between them and things like that, because then you can't tell me they're sealed because they don't have anything to do with the case, right? So I'm just putting pressure on them by asking for stuff that they probably don't want me to ask for, such as, you know, you have Wiegerts personnel file. They had to go in and redact some of that, and I bet that kind of pissed them off too. But I don't care. I'm going to start asking. I think I'm going to ask for some of the other investigators on this case now. Oh, we lost Nosy. Nosy has fallen out.
I want emails.
There she's back.
The judges and Kraft and Fallon, like Fox and Willis.
The problem with that is some of these emails and stuff, they only have to.
Are you there?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
You're kind of breaking up a little. You fell out for a second. You came right back in. Yep. And you sound a little robotic.
Yours is telling me I sound like a robot.
Yeah, you sound a little robotic. See? A sexy robot.
If you turn this camera on, you would change your opinion.
No, then they'd be like a sexy nosy. Let's just admit it, okay? She's my sexy sidekick, and I'm happy to have her.
I told y'all we should, do the total, awareness campaign and find a bunch of hot ladies and naked free whoever, Brendan, Steven, whoever you're trying to free.
Yep.
I'll use my TikTok to post your pictures.
Oh, that's good. TikTok, get them out there on TikTok. I hear that's like the big new thing, and I'm over there, but I haven't been over there yet. She's better now. It's better now. She got into an area where she's not a robot anymore. This is her fake voice. This is the robot one is her real one.
Right? Like, God, don't y'all know anything about me by now?
What I was going to say is to do that, to get like emails from back then, they may not have them anymore. Or even if they do, they'll cite something like, we only have to retain records for 3 to 5 years or something like that. So it's like way overdue. Like these should have been all done back in 2007, 2008, shortly after the trial, and gotten all those emails back then. So then there would be a copy of them now. But no. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. They did have timesheets from Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department from back then that I think it was AC Rookie who was able to FOIA those. Those are pretty interesting. So, it never hurts to ask. It never hurts to be honey, but it doesn't hurt to be mustard either. I'll just tell you that right now.
Hugh Frazier just said that Larry controls the records and his rank is a major. What? Is he joking?
I am not sure about Larry because I know he controls, I know he's the FOIA person, the open records person for Manitowoc Sheriff's Department, but I don't know his rank. I don't know much about him. I know his mom used to work for Fox Hills as a manager for the laundry, I think. But that's all I really know about him. So he's a major pain in the ass. Is that what you're saying?
A major. J-Jack said yes.
A major fuck up.
A major prick. A major douche. I like this game. I'm just letting you know you got 16 minutes.
Oh yes, I do want to cite that Becca Chu and Linda checking convictions will be live at 5:30 Central Time. That is just in like 15 minutes. we're going to wrap this up here, and so that they can get their live together. Thank you, Linda, for helping me out here today with the links and everything.
Yes.
I'm going to link up Becca's channel, or it's called Brendan Talks. Positively Brendan is tonight. So if you want to step, if you got nothing else to do and you want to step over there at 5:30 in just 15 minutes, feel free to do so. What else you got? You got anything else?
I don't have anything else, but do you have any inkling or idea of what your next video will be covering?
So I believe I'm going to work on Ryan's stuff, but I can't say it's going to be this weekend. Now, there's so much with him that I have to pull from here, there, over there, everywhere, that I would probably need about a week. So maybe not this Saturday, maybe next Saturday we'll go live if you're not busy, or maybe I can bring someone else on if you are, and we'll have a discussion. Maybe I'll even bring on a couple people to talk about Ryan, because I know I know Checking Convictions would love to talk about Ryan, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I can get Allie Apperson on to join us. I know she's into Ryan stuff. I'll have to ask her and see what's going on there. But that'll be a little while. And I might read the journal of Teresa Halbach, since that was my very first FOIA. Now, I had someone release it anonymously, but yes, it was me, onto Reddit. I won't tell you who. And so I was thinking, because a lot of people didn't want that in their groups because it's kind of personal about her, but there was no victimology done, and that's a perfect place to start for victimology and see what she was putting in her journal. Even if there's nothing in there, at least you know. If there is, at least you know. And I think it's all about knowing.
That journal, I think, for a lot of people that maybe weren't around then, that when they hear words and stuff and the links click in their brain, they'll be like, holy freaking shirt.
Right. There is an interesting name, at least one name that came up in the journal that I find interesting, and I will bring that person up after I read the journal. It's about 27 pages long. I don't know how long it'll take me to read for that, but
I don't think it'll take that long. They're not long pages.
So maybe if I'm got nothing going on in the middle of the week, next week I'll do one in the middle of the week just to read that and to discuss the 2 or 3 things there. But the Ryan thing is going to have to be something I work on. I'm trying to give myself a schedule so I'm not like working on this stuff all day long, like I could sit here for hours and just make little presentations on all these things, and
I don't think anyone would be
sidetracked. I get sidetracked. I'll be working on Ryan, and wait, what's this shiny little quarter over here? What was that? I didn't notice that before, and then I'm off on a a whole new direction, and I'm like, wait, I got to turn around, get back to where I was.
Well, if you do any more FOIAs, I'd be really curious to see people like Fassbender and Jacobs and what's his name? Poop Man. Harry Poop.
Oh, Remaker.
Hello.
Poop. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he's just Harry Poop guy.
He's just a hairy piece of shit.
Look, Saper Cop is in your ass again. Says he wants Ryan right now. Do it now. Do it.
Just do it. Isn't that Nike? I'm not Nike.
I know. And Saper, I agree with you. It's a definite, he said immediately. Because like I think that you're gonna blow minds when you start at the top and you walk everyone through everything about Ryan. I think that is going to help shift some of the possible thoughts on Bobby. Maybe. Hi,
maybe
BB.
Put Ryan more into the running. Hi, BB. Yeah, I think I might do Ryan in 2 parts. I might do one part his dad.
All right,
because
go ahead.
Because his dad has a whole different scenario going on in the 80s with Peg Lautenschlager.
Yeah.
And then I will move into Ryan as a 2-parter, I think. So we'll try to get it done in 2 parts. I'll see what I can whip up. Otherwise, we might be on a 6-hour long live like I was with checking convictions a couple of years ago with Janice and Allie were on that one with me for 6 hours. We were just talking about all kinds of stuff. So, yeah.
All right.
So, sounds good. Anything else, guys?
Everyone just head over.
4 hours to read it and you get a diploma.
That shit was funny. That was funny. He wins the whole comment thread.
You get a round of applause because I don't got nothing to give you.
Right?
A pat on the back.
I got a high five emoji.
So, guys, go all check out Brendan Talks. She's on in 10 minutes. I'm going to get off here and take a little break so I can go over there and watch her show as well. If you've got any comments, you can always leave them below. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the alert button. And what else is there? I forget what else is on this thing. And don't forget the like button. Yeah, like.
Yes, likey.
And thank you, Nosy, for coming in and helping me out. I'll try to link your TikTok when I get all my links in here later. So check back for links if you want them. And we'll talk to you all later.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
bye.
Guys. I don't know how to close this, so you're going to have to wait to figure this out now, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm going now. Okay, I found it. End broadcast. Bye-bye.